Hi everyone, and a big warm welcome to Trades of the Week with myself, Dennis, and our amazing IPO trader, Keith Sullivan. Now, this week we have a very exciting episode in front of us. We're going to be discussing, is the economy growing? We're going to be discussing what is happening in cryptos. Is the regulators kind of shutting down Binance slowly, or will Binance kind of continue to grow and be the biggest exchange out there when it comes to cryptos? And we're going to be revealing one VCA opportunity, an investing opportunity that we're looking at in an amazing company as well. So let's dive straight into it to get you guys going. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is to look at some of the trades from last week. So we've been coming out of some, and now we're not in that many anymore. There were a time where we were in, I think, around 10 of them, or maybe 15 even. But now we're still in Merck, and we were so close to being stopped out, but no emotions. Are you having emotions when you're trading, Keith?
Never have emotions when you're trading, Dennis.
All right. Okay, that's good.
Only enjoyment when you're making money, right?
Yes. Well, okay, fine. Yes, exactly. And here we see we're a bit in profit now. So congratulations if you are. We're not moving any stop losses yet. We're waiting for a little bit more profit before we do that. That's Merck. And then we have PGNY as well. Papa, Geronimo, Nancy, and Yankee, I think that is. And we are around break even, a little bit below that. So if you are not in this, you could absolutely have a look at this. And if you like what you see, then you could get in it as well. We have a nice risk reward ratio here where we're making $3 for every $1 we risk. The other one is KC. KC's General Stores done really well with their online presence. And now we're around break even. We're getting a little bit into profit here. It's moving up. I think it looks promising. So same here, do your research. It does take a little bit of time, but don't forget that we are in a Buffalo trade for around 34 days on average. Could be a bit longer, could be a bit shorter, but around 34 days on average. And the next one is LFVN. So this is Life Vantage Corporation. So this is one we entered last week as well. We are around break even on this one, which is great news if you want to get into this as well. It looks like the market is going down a bit, and some of the stocks are falling down as well. And the last one that we looked at last week is AXL, a nice upward trending Buffalo. We're around break even on this as well. So the market has been moving up a bit and now down a bit as well. So I think it looks good, and we have a promising week ahead of us. And before we get into the new ones, why don't you update us what is happening in the market, Keith?
Of course. Well, thank you for that, Dennis. So in regards to the market, once again, we are still looking at interest rates, inflation. But one of the big pieces of news that has come out with the US market is how did the economy grow in the Q2? So what they were expecting is an 8.5% growth in the second quarter of the year, and it actually turned out to be 6.5% growth. Now, it may be below par of what the analysts predicted, but it is still showing that the economy is strengthening and it is getting past the levels that it was at pre-pandemic back in 2020, which is a great point for investors, right? It's showing a bit more faith, and that's why we're seeing fear and greed. A lot more people are leaning to being bullish than they are bearish at the minute. So that's point one. And the second point of news that came out of America last week was the FOMC meeting on Thursday, where they were discussing interest rates and inflation. And shock as it is, they have not moved the interest rate. They are keeping the interest rate to be in 0 to 0.25, which means they are encouraging people to borrow and spend money to grow the economy once again. So that is giving us a bit more faith in the market because they are not fearful at the minute in regards to the inflation, in regards to the Delta variant. They believe the economy is growing to a acceptable level for them, which is great news. Now, what does this mean for the US markets? If we are seeing that there is comfortability with the FOMC in regards to inflation and interest rates, and there is a bit more bullish sentiment with investors in the US market, we would expect the major indices like your Dow Jones, your NASDAQ, your S&P 500 to continue making all-time highs, because the FOMC are sticking to their plan of not moving interest rates until the latter part of 2022. So we should have a whole year of bullish movements if the economy carries on growing as it should be. And if you want, Dennis, we can have a quick look at, say, the US 30, the NASDAQ, to actually look at the structure of the market and where the market is actually going. So this on the screen right now is the US 30. And as you can see right now, the market itself is very, very bullish. We have seen that there's been a recovery since the 2020 pandemic in March 2020, the major drop down.
And just to make it clear for everyone, the US 30 is the Dow Jones, the 30 biggest companies in the US. So we had a huge drop in the market when the COVID hit. And now it's recovered all the way up here to all-time high levels. And bringing out your crystal ball, Keith, what's going to happen?
Well, once again, we do not know what's going to happen. All we can look at is what is the economy showing and what is the structure of the market. As you can see right now, the market is currently sitting at a level of short-term resistance. Okay, so Dennis, if you draw a nice little resistance level across there, perfect. As you can see, the market is finding short-term resistance, but the good point here, it is an ascending triangle, which is a bullish chart pattern for us. So if we see a break above that resistance, I would expect the market to continue higher. If we see a break below the support level, I would expect some short-term retracements in the Dow Jones. Now, if it's me and what my perspective is going to be, I would expect a break above and the market to continue making all-time highs, right? Because that is what the economy is showing us. It is showing us there is faith in the market. So yes, we'll have short-term pullbacks, a bit of retracements, but this is natural. But the overall sentiment of the market is being bullish. So I would expect the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, your S&P 500s all to move into the same way. But Dennis, do you have anything to add in regards to the market structure that you're seeing?
So first of all, we need to acknowledge my amazing drawings here. I must say, if we go, this is Keith. It's going to be very sad if it does break below, and we might be a little bit happy if it breaks above. But in all honesty, right, it doesn't matter which way it's going because we're both short and long. That's the beauty of the Buffalo strategy. We're going to be hedged. But the one thing I want to add to that is the reason we think it's very probable, we always speak in probabilities when it's trading and investing. And the reason there's probable it's going to break to the upside is when we have an ascending triangle, when the lows are getting higher and the highs are staying at the same place. So the resistance is the same. It's a 70% likelihood it's going to break above. The second thing is, if you look here at the direction, kind of the general public think the market's going to move, it's up. You can see here, the weekly note ended here, the 36.2% expect the market to be bullish for the coming 6 months, 39% is neutral, and 24% is bearish. So we do expect the markets to go higher. So with that in mind, everyone, we're adding 2 positions because we always want to be hedged. So the first one we're adding is KRP, Kimbell Royalty Partners. So we have a big red candle. And before we go into this, what do we want to see, Keith?
We want to see a nice green candle.
Ah, yes, you're not colorblind as me, which is good news. So we're looking at this now. We have a nice 3.36. So for every dollar we're risking, we might be making $3.36. Now, we want to be seeing a green candle before. And the second one we're adding is LAD. It's LAD, or Lithium Motors Incorporated. So we have a nice red candle here. So is this ready to get going with, Keith?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I think, yeah, nice little short trend. So we should see a push on the downside now with this.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. We don't have a crystal ball, but we do always have a stop loss in place. Make sure you write that down, that always have a stop loss when you're trading. All right, so next up is cryptos. So there's a lot of things happening in the crypto market. I mean, I must say it's super exciting because now the stock market has been going up like crazy, but now finally the crypto market is breaking some key resistance levels and we might see higher levels still. So the market has been moving quite a bit, right? So in the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing the market move from 30,000 all the way up to 40,000, and now we have a slight retracement, which Keith will explain a bit more about in a moment. But before that, what it is, some of the big news in the market now is that Binance is being watched, right? We have Singapore, we have the SEC, they're checking, they're making accusations against Binance. And even the Singapore Central Bank is looking into Binance as well, if they're complying with anti-money laundering and all the other compliances that they need to. So we'll see how that develops, but it might be a good idea actually to have a look, to not have too much money on Binance. We have cryptos on Binance. We haven't moved them yet. And but just we don't have too much there. We always say have most of your money in wallets. That would be a ledger, that would be a Trezor. Now comment below, guys, what are you doing? Do you have your money on Binance still, or are you moving them? Make sure you do comment below. And also MicroStrategy, together with other companies, they are actually also, they are adding to their positions this month, right? In July, they added to their Bitcoin position, holding more than 100,000 Bitcoins at the moment. That's great, great news. And Tesla is not selling, and we're seeing the markets going up. And I think it looks quite promising at the moment. And then also Ethereum are launching their new kind of fork, right? They're upgrading Ethereum to be more scalable and better. So we'll see how that's going to develop, but they're moving from proof of work, like Bitcoin is, where computers are solving puzzles, to proof of stake, which is going to make it a lot more smooth, efficient, fast. So it's going to be a lot more competitive. So currently you can hold your Ethereum, for example, on Binance, and Binance is usually very good with supporting upgrades. So do make sure you check if you need to do anything, and comment below if you need our support as well. We're here to support you on that, of course. And by looking at the charts now, Keith, what do we make of Bitcoin?
So as we discussed last week, especially with Bitcoin, we were talking about the short squeeze. Basically, the whales, the people who are pumping money into the market, were looking to take out over-leveraged traders. Okay, so the people who were selling short, they were over-leveraged, so spending more of their money they actually had, and they were being taken out of the market. So this is where we saw a big increase in Bitcoin. Now, what is great about this is it did break a level of resistance that we were looking at. So the market itself was oscillating sideways, and we've now seen that level being breached. And it did trade above it for a day or so. Now, with structure, it's perfect, but what we also look at is indicators. An indicator is something to help us dictate, is the market bullish or bearish? Is there going to be potential reversals? So two main indicators that we do look at is the moving averages. And the moving averages we've got on the chart right now is going to be our 200-day moving average and our 50-day moving average. Now, people use moving averages in different ways. They use it to show how strong a trend is. But the way that we look at moving average is, has the stock or crypto in this case used the moving average as a level of support and resistance? So if we scroll a little bit further back there, Dennis, what we can see is on the last leg up with Bitcoin, it was utilizing the 50 moving average as a level of support. You can see it's hit the level, bounced back up, hit the level, bounce back up. So it was using it as a level of support. So our interpretation here would be, we may now see Bitcoin pull back to the 50 moving average and use it as support for the next leg up. That will be the interpretation. But the 200 moving average is also there, which can now be used as a level of so-called resistance. So we would need to see that 200 moving average being broken and traded above if we are expecting Bitcoin now to have the next leg up and continue being bullish. So it's something we're going to be watching over the next few days to weeks, but we will keep you posted definitely on the next trades of the week to see where did Bitcoin go? Did it utilize the moving average as a level of support? And will there be a reversal at the 200 moving average? But Dennis, what else do you see on the chart here?
Yeah, very good. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we're using the CCA and the small cap strategy. If it goes up, great, we make some profit and we get the chance to milk the cow, right? I know the cow has been a little bit dry the last couple of weeks, because the cryptos have been going down. We've been adding to and we've been feeding the cow, I think. So in order to milk the cow when it then goes up. And we might practice milking the cow a little bit later. But if you are milking the cows, everyone, please comment below. Hashtag milk the cow, or I am milking the cow, or moo even, right? Make sure you do write that in the comment box. But the only thing I would add here is, since we broke this level of resistance, then I think, like you've said, we might use the 50 moving average, the average price of the last 50 days, or with this one, the average price of the last 200 days as a support or resistance. Now, the one thing I would like to look at here is the weekly chart, and that means that every candle is 1 week. So I think this is really important that we actually got. So by looking at this, we got 2 very bullish candles here, 2 green, very bullish candles. Now, what I do want to see is a clear break above this level here, above the 42,000 on the weekly, that it closes above. That would be very, very important. But that being said, there's not a lot of movement in the market. If we go to our other charts here, we see we are now in profit on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was, we have a good average price here. We're around 70% in profit, 17. Same with Ethereum. We have a good average price. We're up around 20% in profit, but we're waiting for that 50% before we milk the cow. The same with XRP. We have a good average price and we're around 10% in profit on that. The same with a lot of these. So I think some of the ones we're up the most on is Solana. So Solana, we're up around 30% on that, which is great news. And BQX, which is Voyager, we're up around 27, 28% as well. So we're good in profit now in a lot of these. So you see that time will tell if we're going to be in profit, but we just need to keep investing as it goes down and follow the strategies. But we do think the market, it's likely, it's all about probabilities that it will move higher. So I think it's very, very promising what we are seeing in the market. So that's really it for the crypto update. We haven't really added to anything new here. We're heavily invested now in a lot of these, as you can see. So do make sure you keep averaging if it does go down. And if we see a break of this level here, a break of the 42,000 level, that it closes above that on the weekly, then we will be adding to some other positions as well. But now it's just a time to add to the big positions that we have and wait until the market turns really bullish again. So before we go into the VCA strategy, we have a very interesting opportunity for you, because you might be thinking, what is the CCA? There's risk small caps. What should I do with my money? Should I reinvest in cryptos, or what's going on here? Now, if you're new to the crypto world, if you want to be introduced to the crypto world and learn in the best way, we're actually hosting a free training session, a webinar at 6:30, the 11th of August, that you can attend for free, right? So you can just, for you, our amazing YouTube subscribers, can just show up there and learn everything there is to get started with cryptocurrencies. So in order to do that, just press the link in the description and you will be able to join for free. All right, everyone, so go ahead and press the link now and register and get your seat. With that in mind, let's now move on to the VCA. We are in loads of VCA opportunities here, which is great news. We're in, among others, Coinbase. We're still in that. Not a lot of change there since last week. It's gone up a little bit, gone sideways a little bit. So we're still in that, waiting for that swing higher. And I think that will come now if crypto goes higher as well. Dollar Tree is also just doing not much. It's just going sideways. We need to wait for that as well. But remember, it's months to years, really. We could be in this for quite a long time. And then we have Spotify as well. Spotify, we were up 11%. And now it's actually down below where we bought the first time. So if you're not in Spotify, you have the chance to get into Spotify Technologies. It's a great company, great fundamentals as well. So make sure you do your own research. And then we have HCO, Marine Max. We actually got stopped out at 13% profit. So now Keith is ready to milk the cow. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's hear it.
Moo.
That's pretty good. That's a UK cow. And here comes a Swedish cow. Moo. Yeah, that's pretty good as well. All right, so 13% profit. That is awesome. Well done. And please comment below, guys. Were you in this? We're doing this for you, of course. So do make sure you comment if you were in this as well. Next up is PAAS, P-A-A-S, a silver company. We want to be diversified here. It's down 22% at the moment. So we're in slight loss on this. But if it goes down more, we're going to invest again. And then we have Etsy as well. And also around break even. We're a little bit on a loss on this one. So do make sure you have a look at this as well. And if you like it, you could get in this as well at a better price than we did. And then TripAdvisor, we are in this 2 times and we're around break even on this. So we need to make sure TripAdvisor does go up a little bit higher as well. SNDR, we are a bit in profit on SNDR. Well, around break even, to be honest. So we need to make sure that falls a bit more or goes up. Who knows? We will find out. And then ARCT, Arcturus Therapeutics. They had some great announcements yesterday. We're up around 15% on this. So congratulations if you bought. But we're not doing anything yet here. They actually announced that they got them forward with their COVID vaccine. And that's effective against the Delta variant, it says. So let's see what happens. This might have some massive upside if that plays out. So let's see what happens. And then we added 2 weeks ago another silver company. This is AG. We're a bit in profit on that one. I think around 10% on this one, which is great, of course, around 10%. But we're waiting for that 15% before we do anything. And then Barrick's Gold as well. Barrick's Gold, a great gold company. That's yellow precious metal. And we are up a little bit on that one as well, to be honest. So gold is looking to be going higher as well. But today we're adding a new one. This is here, Turtle Beach Corporation. And why are we adding this one, Keith?
So with Turtle Beach, we are seeing that the company has great fundamentals. Okay, it has high prospects of growth over the next 12 months, and it is relatively cheap right now. So we could be seeing a real upside with here, and seeing that the market itself is overall bullish, right? So we want to take advantage of the pullback and the continuation higher. So I think here could be a really good opportunity.
Yeah, and absolutely, because it's a gaming company. It's right in the time, right? The gaming is getting bigger and bigger, esports, and it has an intrinsic value that tells us that it's 50% undervalued as well. So by looking at a lot of components for the fundamental analysis, the health of the company, it tells us that it's undervalued, and hedge funds and institutional investors are also getting into Turtle Beach, which is great news because they might be leading the way here as well. So that's the VCAs, and that's a new VCA as well. And just by looking at the results here, we can see that with the Buffalo, we're still at 39%, which is great. VCA, we added 13%. We milked the cow on HCO, Marine Max. Cryptos, we are getting into profit now. So next week, you might be able to hear us milk the cow a lot more. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So everyone, that was Trades of the Week for this week. And do make sure you click the link below to join our free webinar on the 11th of August, 6:30 UK time, to learn everything there is to know about the world of cryptocurrencies. But more importantly, make sure you comment below if you also are getting these results, if you are taking and making these trades and investments, and if you are getting the fruits from that as well. Make sure you do comment below. And in the next week's episode, we're going to discuss what is Binance doing. Are they getting, or should we move to another exchange? Or are they going to apply with all the regulators around the world? We will see how the crypto market develops, and we will also see how the stock market develops. But for now, we are looking forward to seeing you in the next Trades of the Week.